than the gas pedal.
All right, we are live. More people are driving with the brake pedal than the gas pedal, but this is nukethehouse.com, and the show is the NBA rundown. Sorry for the little delay. You heard Tyler talking about why we were a little late, and for those who watch our NFL show,
Traffic spread
tomorrow. Yeah, I haven't really left the house that much today. So, first of all, did you just watch football all weekend, or did you catch any NBA?
I did not catch any NBA, but I did watch Friday night where we dominated the slate. We hit that 20-1 money line parlay on the 3 underdogs, and we pretty much clean swept the sheet too. So it was a great night for us on Friday. Did not watch Saturday and did not watch Sunday though.
All right, well I did because we went 10-1 over the weekend. So that was a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of what my main takeaways were. Injuries. Holmgren. Did you see he's out?
Yeah, broken hip.
How much do we downgrade OKC, because they were one of my top rated teams, and they fell to the Warriors? That was actually the only game I got wrong yesterday, Tyler. To be fair, got a little lucky on that over I gave out in the Pistons and the Hornets as that game went to overtime. However, I had the Thunder right behind the Celtics as my top rated team in the NBA. How much do we drop them? Can you hear me?
My computer's being real funky right now. Which team are we talking
about?
Jump
in and jump back out? All right, so Tyler's going to jump in and jump back out. The main questions are dealing with all these injuries, right? As we see, the Nuggets have lost Aaron Gordon. The Suns lost Kevin Durant, and I'm going to talk to Tyler about that, how much we downgrade them. They, of course, had the tough time loss to the Sacramento Kings last night. And then, of course,
try that again.
Injuries. So can you hear me now, Tyler? Can you hear me now? Check, check, check.
A little bit. It's a little choppy. I think my internet service is just a piece of shit, just like everything else around me is being a piece of shit today. So,
well, it's probably everyone celebrating that clutch Steelers win yesterday. But if you can't hear me, I want to talk about the 2 major injuries over the weekend and how much we're going to downgrade each team. Chet Holmgren, OKC Thunder, how much is he worth? A point? 2 points? I mean, he's been pretty key to their success.
He's the key piece of their defense.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, definitely got to downgrade them. I'd say they're still top 3 in the West right now, but they're probably 3 now instead of 1. They were definitely clear-cut the best team in the West when they were fully healthy.
Yeah, I agree with that too. So some opportunity for the other Western Conference teams. Kevin Durant also going to be out for a little while. How much do we downgrade Phoenix, Tyler?
That's a big downgrade, though. I think that pushes them because they're a top-heavy team as it is. They can't lose pieces. Now they lose KD, which is their second best piece. It's going to rely a lot on Booker and Beal.
Second best? No, he's by far the best player on that team.
It's him and Booker. That's their 2 best players.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure he's the best player on that team.
Yeah, so I mean, losing one of your top 2 players, it's gonna hurt. So I think they fall in the standings a little bit. We'll see how they look when he gets back.
All right, fair enough. I'm trying to think other weekend takeaways. Not too much. We'll just go into the rest of the takeaways that I saw from this weekend as we break down each game. And of course, today should be a quicker show, Tyler. Only 5 games on the slate. And then they come back heavy on Tuesday, which is a little
tomorrow's the play-in.
Oh, is that why it said
in the NBA Cup? The NBA Cup.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. Well, that's fine. I actually like that NBA Cup. But what do you? I mean, I liked it last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought the games were pretty competitive. You got some competitive games before the playoffs, and that's always nice. So we'll see how it plays out this year.
Yeah, I mean, if the Lakers didn't win it, I would say it's the best thing ever. That was really the only bad thing that happened there. But overall, they got to do something to make this regular season interesting, because we know that the most of the fans and the players don't care. Tyler, weird things going on tonight. All the games start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah. All right. Well, what are you going to do? The first game at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Let's start with the Clippers taking on the aforementioned Thunder. Tyler, this was -8 before the Holmgren injury news. Now it's dropped to 6.5. So, and I know people on the Clippers as well. So I'd say Holmgren worth 1.5. Okay, that's fair. I don't really know what to make of this game. Of course, the Thunder lost, and that was yesterday to Golden State. So they played a back-to-back. I'm trying to go off the top of my head. The Clippers were 2 nights ago, and they got a straight-up win. Is that correct?
Yes, they would. Yep.
And they got
that win against your Kings
as a 6-point dog. It was something we played. I know that. Was it against the Kings?
They were playing against your Kings.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody I know likes the Clippers, but I can't get there. What do you think?
I'm on the other side. I mean, this is your spot spread. Superstar subtraction. We're taking their second best player off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a back-to-back. Everyone's going to want to fade them.
Yeah.
I think they're still the much better team here. This isn't a spot where like Zubac is going to go in the paint and score 30 points against them. So even without Chet, they still have the defensive guards to slow down these Clippers players. I think they win this game by margin and by double digits. I'd be on Thunder.
All right. Say what's up to my guys, Clyde, Daniel Barry, and Gerardo Hernandez just jumped in. Thanks for joining us. Give us a thumbs up, nukethehouse.com. Yeah, Tyler, I'm with you here. One of the main reasons I like the Clippers over the Sacramento Kings is I said, well, I got one team that plays defense and one team that doesn't. Now, I didn't necessarily think they were going to win straight up, so I didn't money line them. I didn't have the big cojones like that. But this is not the case in this game. This is two teams with excellent defensive play. I mean, I don't really know if Shea revenge game still even matters, but
yeah, that was years ago.
It can't hurt though, right? When you're talking about reasons to bet the Thunder. And I also wonder, with Hartenstein out there, doesn't this seem like as obviously Holmgren's a loss, but this is a loss that this team can absorb. It's not like Phoenix. Like Phoenix is so light. That's half the reason why that Durant injury is so bad, just because they have no depth. Oklahoma City was the deepest team in the league, right there with Boston. So to me, it's Thunder or pass, especially at this kind of discount that we're getting. So we'll talk about this a little bit more a little later, but it seems like we both agree. The question is whether or not we make it official or it's one of those dreaded leans. This total here is 218.5. Where are my projections? Can't remember what I had this one at. Did you have
that 219? So just right above the total.
So nothing. So that's basically
you pretty much have it on the total.
Okay, great. So basically, if we were to play it, and we're not going off projections, we would just be going off something that we see.
Projections show an edge to the Thunder. I mean, you have the Thunder beating the Clippers 114 to 109.
I made those before the Chet news, though. So Chet's.
But if he's worth 1 point, they're winning that game by 9. So now they're winning it by 8. That's still covering the 6.5.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I think we're going to get there on the Thunder. As we talk about this more, it seems like it. And it's so funny. We talk about Sundays you want to take the dogs. Most of the ones that cashed for me yesterday. In fact, the one I lost was taking a favorite. Shows you. Mondays it feels like you take the favorites though. Not much cracking off for these NBA guys. They're laid up with the Instagram models. They're not drinking all night. Okay, so no play on the total, and we both like the Thunder. Tyler, I already made a play for this next game, and even though I gave it to the subscribers, I wrote it up for Bookmakers Review, so it's not a secret. And I took the over here, 210 in the Nets and the Pelicans game, and I'm basically just hoping for some pace. If I'm looking at the side, Tyler, I also would like the Nets here. My concern is the Nets coming off 2 tough losses. How do you think they respond? They almost beat Boston, and they lost that game in overtime. And then they were up by, I think, double digits in the third quarter against Cleveland, and that was Saturday. So they coming off, this is the third game of a road trip. In the first 2, they played 2 of the best teams in the league, and they came up short after having leads. I wonder, do you think that's good for this team's mentality, or do you think it's bad for the team's mentality? I'll tell you what, Tyler, there's no way I'm playing the Pelicans here. I mean, their injury report is long. I mean, it's Zion's out now too. The only good news is Trey Murphy will be coming back for them tonight, which kind of sucks for my under because he's a great defensive player. However, just off the strength of pace, I believe that we can get there. So I'm hoping the Nets push the pace tonight. I'm on the over here, and I lean towards the Nets. What are your thoughts?
I like the Nets on the side. I mean, I just think the Pelicans are just a beat up roster right now. And the Nets are just that weird team right now where they're playing well. Like they're keeping pace with teams like Boston. They're keeping games close. They could easily win this game outright on the road, even after the two bad losses. I do like the overcall here. I don't know if I get there on the Nets, but one prop I am going to play. I'm not going to play it for a bunch of money, maybe a quarter unit. Ben Simmons triple double is 30-1 spread. He hasn't got one yet, but those numbers have flirted close. If this game's going to be higher pace and they're running up and down the floor, he can easily fall into that triple double. He's at 8-8-6, 8-8-9 this season. He's getting close. This could be the matchup right here against a smaller Pelicans team. He finally gets it.
Fair enough. Okay, so I like the over, and you're taking a shot on a 30-1.
Yep.
Can never argue against those unless it was something like I don't know, a player who doesn't play like Bronny James. Okay. The Washington Wizards are plus 12. This was 13.5 earlier, Tyler. Totals 229.5. I don't have the injury report pulled up. Do you? Is this injury news, or is just the market saying 13.5 is too much for Houston to be laying to anybody? Because the Wizards would be the anybody in that statement, right? I mean, the Wizards, to me, they're the worst team in the league. It's either them or Portland.
Portland's definitely worse. Did you see the stats they put up the other night?
Last night when I almost bet them, I almost bet Grizzlies and I didn't, and they're down by like 35, and I go, why didn't I pull the trigger there?
That was so bad. I mean, looking at Basketball Monster, his injury report just shows Van Fleet out, Jock Landale out, Steven Adams questionable, Bub Carrington questionable, Kuzma in, Rashawn Holmes out. And looking at
the league, huh?
Yeah, looking at RotoWire, it looks like that's pretty much the same deal. So, I mean, Houston should win this game. My worry here, though, is does Houston have a back-to-back? Are they playing tomorrow?
I think so. Isn't most of the league playing tomorrow?
No, only 8 games tomorrow.
Okay.
So Houston won't have their first playing game tomorrow. I mean, they could win this game by margin, but I think I'd rather approach this through like a performance double. Like, what's like a Şengün double-double and win? Like, I would much rather bet that than lay the 12.
I mean, they did a good job of pricing this game because they scared me away.
Yeah, it's just too.
I mean, it's just. I'm not taking the Wizards. I mean, you got to make it like 18 or something before I consider Washington. Yeah. So you think, oh, well, that means you're laying it with the Rockets. No. I mean, I'm not laying 12 with a playing team. And that's like the Rockets' ceiling. Wouldn't you agree, Tyler? I mean, they're not sneaking in the top 6 unless the rest of the West just continues to get injured, right?
I think they're a little better than we think, but I mean, maybe they can sneak into those top 6. They're not going to be like a 3 or a 2. They can be like.
Who do you think is better, Houston or Sacramento?
I think Houston can steal their spot.
Okay. Because that was a perfect transition by me, Tyler, because the Sacramento Kings are laying 2 points now in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. Tyler, this was 1 when I did my projections earlier today. So the Kings have taken a little money. Here's my concern. They got a good win last night, but it was overtime. A majority of their starters played more than 45 minutes. And that key bench piece that Clyde loves so much, Malik Monk, I think he hurt himself in last night's game. You can verify for me on because you have Basketball Monster pulled up.
He's already rolled out for tonight.
Yeah, see, he's not playing tonight. So now we're a tired team and we're losing one of our bench pieces. Kept me off the Kings, Tyler. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think I'm right with you. I think I stay away from it. Like my brain's telling me Kings should win this game, but when you look at the spread, it's like, oh, that seems like a little bit too much of a gift, too good to be true. And that's why they played last night. They went to overtime. Malik Monk's not going to play, so it kind of sets you up for a little bit of a trap spot.
Right.
But I'm not sure the Spurs win the game. I'm just going to go give me some Victor props here. I think Victor could smash this matchup. 25 plus points at plus 125. I'll be on that. I'll keep going to his 3+3s at plus money, and it's probably the way I go in this game.
All right, so Tyler's looking at Victor props. Boy, this is tough. How many home games have San Antonio played so far this season?
I don't have the number in front of me.
I don't have my phone near me either, but I was looking earlier. I think that they're really good against the spread at home so far this season.
1 second, I'll have it pulled up.
Okay, pull that up. Yeah, just give me their ATS numbers at home because I think I think that when you're doing the projections the way I'm doing them, the fact that they suck so bad on the road is really dragging down their overall number.
They're only 3-2 ATS at home and 2-3 ATS away. So I mean,
okay, so I must have read that wrong.
The Kings
okay.
are 4-2 ATS on the road and 2-2 at home.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Because a lot of times they're catching points, and this team's got a good offense, so they can keep things close.
Yep.
I mean, the Kings catching points, they're one of those teams, right? When I'm looking at all offense teams, like it's not like we'll never lay it with them. Like the Kings, the Pacers, these all offense teams, I'm looking to take them as underdogs. It's just tough for them to win by margin when you can't get stops. Okay. So it sounds like we both kind of like the Kings, but we don't want to play it. And you're taking some Victor props.
The more I look at it, I think we might have to play the Kings spread. I mean, this Spurs team's just so bad. Like the scheduled spot is what worries me the most.
Yeah.
But like when you look at San Antonio's schedule, lost to Dallas to open the year by 11.
Okay.
Beat Houston by 3 in what was a tough game, and then they rematched them in Houston, beat them by 5.
Mm-hmm.
Lost by double digits to OKC. You beat Utah by double digits. What did he do? You did beat Minnesota by 10. That is their one impressive win on the year.
Mm-hmm.
Then you took a 9-point loss to the Clippers, a 27-point loss to the Rockets, a 13-point win to Portland, which I'm pretty sure if me and you grabbed Gerardo, Clyde, and Daniel out of the chat, we could keep that score close with Portland.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost to Utah. So, like, they really haven't played anyone. The Kings are the 1 seed in the West right now. So,
no, they're not.
They are? I swore they were.
No.
I swear they were. They're up there in the standings, aren't they? Unless I looked at something different.
You're probably looking at Clyde in the chat.
No, I seen his comment, but I scrolled through something earlier this morning that had.
All right, I'll have to look this up just because
I don't think they're 6-4. There's no way they're first in the conference.
Yeah,
they were first in something that I looked at.
All right, Western Conference standings. Yeah, no, they're not even. They're in 10th, Tyler.
Yeah, I got to figure out what I looked at this morning that they were first.
You're thinking of the other Northern California team. So for those of you who don't know, because actually, it's so funny for an NBA bettor, I don't look at the standings that often. Warriors, Suns, and Thunder are all 8-2. The Nuggets, who we've all been up in arms about, are quietly 7-3.
Jokic is flat out carrying them right now.
Yeah, I mean that guy is unbelievable. The Grizzlies are 7-4. The Lakers are 6-4. The Clippers are 6-4. Timberwolves are 6-4. Rockets are 6-4. Kings are 6-4. The Mavericks at 5-5. And then you just have the pure trash of the West. I won't put the Spurs in that category, but I will put the Pelicans, the Blazers, and the Jazz in that category.
Yeah.
Let's look in the East real quick. This is kind of fun. I don't look at
it's so bad. It is so bad.
So 4-5 gets you 5th place in the East, Tyler.
5-5 gets you 3rd.
Yeah. So
look at how bad the bottom of the standings are.
Can you believe the Bucks are in 14th?
Leave Phillies hanging out with them, holding hands in 13th.
Also, do you know that Milwaukee sends their pick to New Orleans this year unprotected off that Drew Holiday trade? And Drew Holiday is over there winning chips for Boston. Nice. I mean, the Milwaukee front office is a joke.
They butchered that. Giannis is going to be in an OKC jersey soon enough.
Bro, he needs to leave. He's
going to demand a trade, and Sam Presti's going to be like, this is my moment I've been waiting for.
Would that be sweet? All right. Well, I'm thinking he might end up in Golden State. We will see. Tyler, looking at the top of the East.
Give up for him, though.
Just a shitload of draft picks.
I could see this being one of those ones where it's like there's Golden State, there's OKC, and maybe one other team that puts their name in the talks for him in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And OKC seems like let's get them paired up with Steph. Let's see if we can get them another championship. And then OKC just overwhelms the offer with picks, a couple young players, and they're like, well, we're getting the young players with the picks. We're going to take that instead.
Yeah. I just wonder if they know that since Steph's so close, right, that those picks from Golden State could be more valuable.
They could be, but if
Steph's like 36.
OKC's not giving up their own picks. They're like, here's Miami's pick in 3 years. Here's the Clippers picks. Here's Houston's picks.
Yeah, good point. But I'm just saying, even if Giannis goes to the Warriors with the way the West is, he's not winning it on his own.
No.
And once Steph leaves, I mean, that team. All right. Okay. We'll see where he ends up, but I hope he gets out of Milwaukee because as a Giannis fan, it's really disappointing to see him with that terrible, terrible ownership. I mean, bro, I don't like backing on Doc Rivers as much as everyone else does.
He sucks.
He does.
It doesn't help that he has the other, I'm not going to use the R word, but the other blank sitting next to him in Darvin Ham.
All right. Yeah. Tyler, not a fan of Darvin Ham's coaching. All right, Tyler. But we're looking at the top of the East standings, and there's only one unbeaten team left in
the wagon.
The
Cleveland Cavaliers.
They were up by like 38 against the Warriors in a game that we thought could be close. We're like, that's the game of the night.
Now let me ask you something right now before we even break down this game.
Yeah.
Is this a fluke or are they actually good?
They're the second best team in the East.
Do we put this plus 850 ticket in our pocket for them to win the East? When New York is plus 370.
Yeah.
I think that is a solid bet.
So basically, when you're making that bet, you're just basically betting that like either one of Tatum or Brown goes down.
I think they could give Boston a run for their money if both teams are fully healthy.
I just don't know if they have the wings.
I think
and the way Boston plays. Yeah, we'll see.
But the thing is that Boston's going to shoot 53s a game.
That's what I'm saying. You kind of get rid of those good defenders in the middle.
What if all that, like, now you're shooting threes and instead of grabbing rebounds and getting to chuck up another one, Cleveland's only letting you shoot the ball one time down the floor, and now they're coming back down the other end with it.
Yeah. Mitchell's going to have to improve his health. He's not looking as fast. My guy, Perfect Rotation in the chat. What's up, my guy? If you follow him on Twitter, he's always giving out plays. Dipping his toes in the college basketball world. So want to say what's up to Perfect Rotation. Yeah. Tyler, I can't argue at the plus 850 because when we're searching for these, we're saying, is this a misprice? And if you're telling me the Knicks are 370, there's no way they shouldn't be like equal.
Yeah.
Right?
I think the Cavs are better than the Knicks.
If you want to argue that the Knicks are like slightly better, okay, that's fine, right? Knicks 370, Cavs plus 420. Okay. But you can't tell me
the Cavs being plus 850 to the Sixers 10-1 and the Knicks plus 370 doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so that's a good way of looking at the market. So I don't think I have that. Let me look and see what they gave me. Let's see. Do I have NBA futures here? And that's to win the whole title?
No, just the conference. Just to win the East. For Cleveland to win the whole thing, they're 19-1.
Yeah, so you're getting a great value there, Tyler. I got plus 575. And the Knicks are plus 360.
Yeah. That 850 is wrong.
Yeah, that's a great number. Anything else stand out to you there?
No, just that right now. I mean, we can dive into their game tonight and how they're going to cover.
The Magic plus 1700 isn't crazy.
It's not, but I feel like they're carried by one guy.
And he's not in there. I'm just saying, like, this is the time when you grab the futures when they're hurt, when someone's hurt. Okay, see right now the favorite, Tyler, on the West, plus 247.
I think that's justified.
It's a pretty good number, actually, if you think about it.
I'm not clicking Dallas right now.
What you have, I have plus 581.
Minnesota, it's like
I'm Phoenix, not clicking Minnesota, bro.
You can't click Phoenix right now.
You can.
With KD out?
But this is the time to get them.
I mean, I guess so, but they're only 7-1. Right now, the only team I'd click in the West, LA Lakers 13-1.
Oh, you are disgusting. No, dude, that team has no depth at all. No.
They're 13-1. Why would I? I mean, the Suns have depth.
I'm not clicking the Suns either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. The only team I'd click in the West right now would be them at their price. Like, I'm not clicking Denver. I ain't clicking Denver 7-1 either.
Why not?
Have you seen what they look like? Like, I mean, outside of Jokic, I don't trust these guys in the playoffs. Do you trust Russ to play good in the playoffs? You trust Christian?
No, but I trust Murray.
I mean, I got to see him do something since he's been hurt.
He's an NBA champion.
The only other team other than the Lakers here, just to cheer you up, the Warriors, 14-1.
What are my Kings at?
30.
Bro, that's not bad.
I just like how like what? How many teams have to get hurt?
Here's how. Jokic gets hurt. Shea gets hurt. Anthony
Luka gets
Edwards
hurt.
gets hurt. LeBron is 40 years old. KD stays hurt. I mean, it's 30-1, right? That's like what, a 3% possibility? I'd say
The C's part for you, and you're like, this is golden just for John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies to run the table in the West.
Yeah. All right, what's up to Sam? I see Perfect still in the chat. Clyde's making me sick. He's on the Lakers too. And Patrick O'Quinn, 10-8. Perfect Rotation says, I still can't believe Golden State won in Boston. I'll tell you what, Perfect Rotation, that's a good matchup for them. They match up really well with Boston. Jeff asks, who's getting Chet's minutes for the next 10 weeks? You got to think Hartenstein, right, Tyler?
Once he comes back, he'll get him for sure.
Well, he's back already.
Is he back?
Wasn't he in the game that Chet got hurt?
I didn't get to catch that game over the weekend.
Minutes. I thought for sure he was the one that pulled Chet up off the floor.
And if he's back, then he's going to get the minutes. It'll be him, and then maybe Jalen with a Y. Yeah, Jalen with a Y will get some of those minutes.
Yeah. So, but they're going to go small in the new NBA. They're going small. It doesn't even matter.
No, especially in the West. Especially in the West, when it's like, okay, Hartenstein, you're going to play tonight against the Lakers. Okay, Hartenstein, you're going to play tonight against Denver. Yeah. And outside of that, you could just hang out. So,
and when I watched Vic, that was once he realizes he's 7'4". I think it's cool that he shoots threes, but there's times towards the end of the game that we need those easy. For him, a post move, especially when these teams go small, it should be like a 70% shot.
Yeah. Yeah, they're saying Hartenstein isn't back yet in the chat. I didn't think so.
Let me double check that. Why am I believing he was? I saw. Yeah. Who's another? Who am I thinking of that I saw pull him up? Hartenstein. He's Germany. I guess I should know Stein.
You want to dive into this Cavs game real quick? Finish off the slate.
Yeah, let's.
You got to play in it. See what you got.
All right. Final game. The Cavaliers are the only undefeated left, and I took the over in this game.
No,
I mean under. I took the under.
Took the under.
And AP, our guy AP, right? Shout out to AP. Still remain good friends with him, and he told me I'm very brave to take the under in a Bulls game. However, Tyler, I think that this Cavs team can put the clamps on. I think that's where I agree with you here. Is it's not the Bulls under, it's the Cavs under, and it's their defense that's going to get us there. So I think we've seen these when you bet these unders, you want a blowout. So it almost correlates with the -8 because I wanted to be up by 20. For example, on Friday night, I got kind of lucky. I've been getting lucky on my totals, but maybe always totals feel lucky. The Magic game. Do you remember I gave the under out on that one, Tyler? Mm-hmm. And I said, boy, I finally got one of these totals right. And that thing was it was screaming over. If you would have bet it live, around the third quarter, it was in the 220s, and I think I played it at 212 or 214. The thing is, when they're blowouts, you get the backups, and then you get the last 4 minutes where the team with the lead just, they throw it around for 20 seconds before they throw up a shot. So that's another reason why I like the under. Is I do lean towards the Cavs -8 here, and I think it does have a possibility to be a blowout. And in that case, that fourth quarter scoring is where we're really going to get the under.
Yeah, I'm fully with you on the under. I think the Cavs win and cover again. I mean, this team is just a wagon right now. And they have two bigs, which throws everyone's into whack when they try and get into the paint and score. Teams can't rebound against them. They have two good guards that are playing well.
Garland's playing well.
And the fifth guy they're putting on the floor is literally just there to chase around the other team's best player in Okoro and these guys. So they are literally built like a perfect team. Kenny Atkinson is coaching them very well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go away from them. Give me Cleveland. Give me the under. And I'll bet a Jared Allen double-double and Cleveland wins at +120.
Yeah, and Clyde points out it's early in the season. But, however, isn't it crazy that Kenny Atkinson was an assistant for the last 3 years?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
With the amount of bad coaching we've seen in the NBA, like, can you imagine if Milwaukee would have got him instead of Doc Rivers?
Yeah, it's like, why are we letting some of these coaches coach when we got guys like this hanging around?
Yeah, so that was a mistake by the whole league, and the Cavaliers have been the beneficiary of it. So.
Like, he might not be a good coach anymore, this name I'm about to say, but like Mike Woodson, like he couldn't have coached some of these teams recently. How bad some of these coaches have looked.
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough, to find good coaches because with the way these guaranteed contracts are, if you get tuned out, it's really tough. And we'll see, right? Because the Cavs have yet to hit a stretch, and you're not going to be able to stay hot like this all year. However, another reason that I like the Cavaliers, like let's just say they were 10-1 and not 11-0, this might be a letdown spot. But I think because they are still undefeated, that we're going to get, kind of that max effort until somebody actually gives them an out.
Yep.
So it's another reason why I like the Cavs tonight.
The other, that could be another reason to like the under too, because you're getting added motivation on the other side with the team wanting to take that O from them. That kind of like, remember when Golden State went on there, was that 73-9 season when they were 24-0 and Milwaukee was wearing 24-1 shirts?
Yeah.
Like, they get up for games like that. Like, maybe at 11-0, it's not quite there yet, but teams are going to want to take that O from them. Could see the Bulls having some kind of thing to motivate them tonight, and that could be it.
All right. Fair enough. Okay, Tyler. So we like the Cavs. We like the under. Do we want to play the -8 too?
Nah, we could leave the -8 off.
Okay. So that is our NBA rundown. We're going to be back tomorrow, guys. We'll be back to the normal 5 o'clock time tomorrow, right, Tyler?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Veterans Day kind of got us a little screwy. That's why we didn't do any NFL content earlier today. But some fun games for us to enjoy tonight. Just as a fan, I do think the King Spurs is interesting, even though we won't have a play on it. Jeff says, his Fox Points a look with Monk out? That's interesting because they don't necessarily overlap that much. One of the reasons why, even though, and Clyde, I'll give you your props here, even though Monk is better than Herter, the reason he's still coming off the bench is to provide that spark with the second unit.
I get why they keep them separated, because they need that spark on the second unit, like you just said.
Yeah.
But these are two guys that had great chemistry in college. I feel like they should overlap a little bit more.
Well, they overlap in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
But I'm just saying the usual rotation. Fox comes out early in the first. So they overlap for a little bit in the first because Monk comes in before Fox goes out. So they'll overlap a little better. Then going into the end of the first and running through the second, it's the Monk show with no Fox. And then Fox comes back in. They overlap for a couple more minutes. Then they bring out Monk, usually depending on how the flow of the game goes. If the Kings are ahead, you might see some Keon Ellis minutes there, and they let Fox run it by himself. Yes, Keon Ellis is going to get a ton more minutes, Jeff. He might actually be the way I would look here. Although it's tough because I don't know how much he's really going to shoot, even though he's going to get more minutes. That was always a tough thing, right? Doing the daily fantasy, Tyler. You can project some of these guys for more minutes, but that doesn't mean they're going to shoot.
Yeah, you don't know what the coach is thinking. That too. You don't know if they're going to shoot. You don't know what the coach is thinking. You don't know if it's a short leash, and if one guy goes out and hits a couple shots, if he's going to get those minutes. Just a weird game to play.
Yeah. That'll be an interesting look on props. And, of course, if you remember at Nuke the House, I don't have live player props. But Sean, Nolo, Tyler at times, they're also looking at those live numbers. So maybe if we get an idea of whether or not Ellis is going to be putting up those shots, whether or not to attack that prop in game. So that is it for us, Tyler. Of my two, let's just only give out one best bet. I've given out 2 plays. Of the 2 plays I gave out, which one do you like better? Let's say someone.
I like the under better.
All right. The under in the
Cavs.
I kind of do too, because I feel like I got lucky last night trying to attack one of those low overs in the Philadelphia-Charlotte game. That thing was like at 194 going into overtime. I got lucky to have a 16-point. Did you see how lucky I got to go over on that, Tyler? They're down by 3, and they actually did the smart thing, and they fouled, putting Grant Williams on the line, and that's what got me over in that game. But love it. All right. Jeff says, I'm going Keon Ellis, 3 triples at plus 550. And you know what we always say, Jeff? Once you get into those plus 500 and above, it's really hard for us to argue, unless you're targeting a player who's not gonna be on the floor. All right, Tyler, let's give him a quick bonus, dude, because we didn't do any NFL today. Are you betting tonight's game?
Give me the Rams and give me Puka props. I think Puka absolutely shreds them.
Yeah, I'm all over the Rams tonight too. However, a couple things that I'm concerned about, Tyler. The Rams secondary has not been good this year. I don't have the numbers out the top of my head, but all those stats that judge, wide receivers and yards given up through the air and efficiency through the air, that's been the Rams' weakness. What do you think? Is the Rams, is it going to be close? Is it going to be a blowout? What do you think?
I think it'll be closer than people expect, but I think the Rams get it out in the end. Stafford's just better than Tua. Maybe Tyreek has a big game, but I think that the Rams offense can put up more points than Miami here. So I'll be on the Rams.
Okay, so do you love the Rams, or at the number now, you can get a nice Miami tease if you want to do that, just jumping onto a game with next week too. You think Miami?
I'd have to look ahead and see if I can find somebody to tease them with. We had luck
with
the teasers this past week.
Pull that up right now. I guarantee I'll find you someone right now that you get out of with.
Green Bay is -6.5 at Chicago. The Browns are +1.5 at the Saints.
That's a good one, right? You can move the Bengals up through 7.5 against the Chargers. They're not blowing anyone out.
Steelers are +3.5 at home versus Baltimore, but that smells like just something can go wrong.
Bro, you can move the Falcons up to +8 against the Broncos.
I don't want anything to do with Kirk Cousins after he just screwed me yesterday.
Bro, against Bo Nix, come on, buddy.
Him and the kicker are dead to me.
I kind of knew that was the Saints spot, bro, with that new mob boss coach. Another one you could do, Tyler, 49ers are 6.5. They always beat the Seahawks.
Probably Bengals up to 7.5 versus the Chargers.
Vikings go down to pick against the Titans.
I don't want anything to do with bum-ass Sam Darnold anymore either.
All right, but the point of that exercise shows that there is someone to pair him with. Do you think
that man's free trial of being a decent NFL quarterback finally ran out this season? He had his 3 weeks at the beginning, and everyone was like, "Oh, the Vikings, woo, are good." And then Sam Darnold kind of showed he was starting to lose it, and they were like, "Ah, no, he's all right. Oh, he's lost it. It's over, spread."
Okay, enough trashing Darnold.
They can coach him as
is that good or not?
Good as a coach as he wants, and as good as a receiver as he wants. Still throws picks.
Point +8.5. Is it good or not?
No, I'm not. He couldn't even score a
touchdown. I'm talking about for tonight. I'm talking about for tonight. If people are a little worried about the Rams.
Oh yeah. I don't hate doing the tease there, but I wouldn't pair him with the Vikings. I will say that.
I'm just saying you have plenty of options. We listed off 6 or 7 good options.
Yeah.
So, all right, that'll be a fun game tonight, Tyler.
Spread gave me the chance to dig into Sam Darnold though, so I had to take it.
Hey, yeah, and one thing we're going to do on the NFL show is we're going to update the quarterback rankings as the year goes on because Jamie messaged me how much he wants to downgrade Goff. So,
and you almost had the victory lap of the year, but a blocked field goal stole it from you.
In which game?
That if Denver would have took Kansas City's you'd have been like Bo Nix this, Bo Nix that.
That was another one I left on the table. I listened to the Deep Dive Pod with Whale, and he was all over the Broncos. It was his favorite play of the week. And I almost added it in the morning. Man, I actually got a lot right because I feel like most of my leans.
A lot of dogs covered this week. I think the only favorite that covered was Buffalo in the early window.
Who did they play?
The Colts.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. So, all right, cool. Well, NBA Cup starts tomorrow. Tyler, do we have lines out for that yet? I don't have any.
Boston -15.5 at home versus Atlanta without Trae Young.
You think that's because the margin of victory matters? Do you remember last year they were blowing each other out?
Yeah, this is where this is no like if we're gonna take a dog, we're just gonna take their money line.
So hey, remind me tomorrow when I'm doing these projections because
this game right here,
take a lot of dogs, right?
This game, for instance, right here, Hornets +6 at Orlando. I'm just taking the +205.
Okay. I kind of like I like the way the Hornets are playing, dude. You know, like I wasn't high on LaMelo. Our guy's not in the chat, but
are they
was always giving him props? I got to tell
they this year's are they this year's Indiana? Minus having the good record.
Brandon Miller's made a huge leap.
They're fun. They're fun to watch. They're fast paced. Like, yeah, they're the new.
And they're missing the best centers. They're going to be even better when they get Mark Williams and Nick Richards back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be on them tomorrow. The Knicks are +1 in Philly. That's not a bad look.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Knicks +1 in
Philly. Is Embiid back?
I don't think so.
If Embiid's out, the Knicks should be like -4. There's no freaking way.
That's his off injury report.
He has to be back for this game.
Him and Paul George off injury report. Tyrese Maxey out.
I was gonna say there's no way the Knicks are dogs against Philly with no Embiid.
I was going to say we're betting that right now if that's the case.
Yeah. How do you think he'll be in his first game?
I mean, he slows it down a little bit. He could also go out there and just record a monster stat line to get people off his back. Like everyone's talking about him. He's dealing with all the media stuff. He just goes out there, puts up like 50 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists, and goes, like, that's what I do.
You guys have Mitchell Robinson back?
No.
So who's going to be guarding him? Cat?
Yeah. This is what happens when they let Hartenstein walk.
Well, yeah, I don't think they had an option when they added Bridges. Wow. Okay, that's an interesting game then. You know, Embiid's got the same thing that Kawhi's got, right? I mean, he just might never, ever come back.
Yeah. Warriors -2.5 versus Dallas at home. I kind of like the Warriors there.
Oh, I love the Warriors there. Just forget last year. Look at the way they're playing this year. I love
them. T-Wolves -8.5 at Portland. They're just going to lay margin on them in that game.
Yeah, I think we'd have to lay it there too. All right. Any other lines you got up for tomorrow?
I mean, Phoenix, Utah is up, and Phoenix is a -2.5 favorite in Utah. They should cover that, even without KD.
Yeah, they you could see they missed him last night though.
Detroit +2.
I almost played the superstar subtraction in that game, Tyler, but I just laid off.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, I don't know, man. This might be the one spot where the superstar subtraction doesn't work because he means so much to them defensively. You know, and Beal's going to put up all those points. Oh, Beal might be out of that game too.
Yeah, he's got a Q tag, and so does Nurkic.
Yeah.
Miami is a 2-point favorite on the road in Detroit, and they will be without Jimmy Butler. Detroit money line tomorrow.
Miami looked pretty good. They beat Minnesota yesterday, right?
Did they have Jimmy Butler?
I don't know. Hero went off. Hero played great. Hero hit a game-winning shot. Or Jovic did. One of the white dudes did.
Yeah.
I had it on the 4 screen, and my eyes aren't that good anymore. I saw them all crying around some white dude off a game-winning shot. All right. Is that it for tomorrow?
Yep, that's it.
We don't need to bet any of those right now.
Nope.
Because I doubt we're going to lay it with Boston, right?
No, we ain't laying it with Boston.
That's the one that's going to move the most, I'll bet.
It's 15.5. If my guess is tomorrow, it'll be 13.5.
No, I think it's going to be like 16 tomorrow.
I don't think it goes farther. I think it's already as far as it's going to get.
That you take the favorites in this thing.
Yeah, but it's already out to 15.5, and that's based off the Trae Young news also.
Fair enough. All right, we will be back tomorrow. We got 2 plays tonight, but our favorite bet for the night is the Cavaliers and the Bulls under 237.5. The channels nuke the house, and guys, guess what? We're ending late, so you're not going to have to wait long. That's right. Come right back with us. They'll be live for tonight's game, finding you the best in-game betting angles, and you can talk about some of those props, whether it be Tyreek, Puka. I think we see some exciting football tonight, Tyler. And I can't wait to talk to you about that Texans game tomorrow, but we'll save that for tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. NukeTheHouse.com.